crashing in here or whatever. So I'm with Connor Schofield from the band Jaws.
Hello.
And today we're just going to be chatting about Jaws and his music career and all that so far. So how's the tour been, first of all?
Yeah, really fun. All of the shows were our biggest shows we've ever done, so it was really good.
What was the Birmingham one like?
Birmingham was, bouncy, up and down. Not up and down as in it was good and bad, up and down as in nobody stood still.
Yeah,
it was good.
Was all the gigs a sellout and all that?
None of it. Do you know what? None of them were sold out because they were all in like massive venues, but they all sold the most tickets we'd ever done in like each town. So like the last time we did Manchester was like 600 tickets, and then the other night was like 1,200 and something tickets, but the whole venue was like 1,400. So but obviously still double the amount of people. So it's sick.
What was the biggest venue of the tour?
Manchester.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
What were the bands called that was touring with you?
Honey Lung.
Yeah, and
they're pretty good. They're like Smashing Pumpkins, kind of not shoegazy, but that kind of like fuzzy guitars and very like youthful and nostalgic sounding.
Yeah. And what was that rap group that was on?
Oh, so in Birmingham, my friend Reese is a producer called Casey Orange.
Yeah.
And we asked him to open the show, and what he did was he just played all the few songs that he'd produced and written with different artists, and he got like each artist to come out and sing or rap or whatever they did. And
oh, that's cool.
that was pretty interesting. I wasn't sure how it was going to go down, but like I watched the whole thing and I was really impressed.
I thought the Birmingham gig was a good turnout. That was, and the atmosphere was great. I was on a balcony. Did you see us?
Right,
I was on a balcony by ourselves. There was only another fella with us, and there was like a little bar, so it was like all right, to be fair. So let's get to the start of how Jaws formed together. How did that come about?
So that was at Halesoe in college in about 2012, maybe like it would have been might have been 2011, end of 2011. So I was doing music technology and I was learning how to use like Logic and I was quite shy and anxious around that time of my life, so I didn't really record other bands. I would just like record my own guitar, then record a bit of bass, and then record a bit of keyboard, and then eventually got enough confidence to like record my own singing, and just like, and then when I started showing people, they were like, "Oh, this is actually not bad," and I was like, "Oh, maybe I should get a band together." And like we were all in the same class. So I knew Eddie played drums, I knew Alex played guitar, and like Jake played bass at the time. So I was like, we should just do a band. Like, if it goes anywhere, great. If it doesn't, whatever. And
was you in a band before then, or?
I
don't remember.
Around that time, I wasn't in a band, but years before, I used to play drums in various other like hardcore bands, and I think I was in a pop punk band at one point.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
So in your music, what was your inspirations and that?
I mean, I guess a lot of it was like an escapism from how I was feeling.
Yeah.
But I think musically, bands like Dive and Beach Fossils and anything that was just about like the sea, or like the guitars just had so much reverb on it, sounding like they weren't there.
Yeah.
Like I loved Smashing Pumpkins. I loved a band called Yuck. I'm trying to think, like, to me at that point, music, it wasn't about like what was technically a good piece of music or a good song. It was just about like how it sounded, and it was all about reverb and these big spaces and delays, and it was just at that time that was like, that's what I want to do. Kind of like surfy sounding guitars.
Yeah, I get you. I always thought you always had to sound like The Cure or something like that.
100%. That's definitely a big influence.
There was a few tunes. I thought, God, that sounds like The Cure. And I don't know. I was always into like Jaws. I think it had a different sound to any other band.
I think what it is my influences are from all of us, even like Eddie, our drummer's like fucking heavy metal fan. Like our influences are from all the way across the spectrum. That putting music together, like putting songs together, is more about, for us, it's like if we think it's good, then it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We're not really catering to like, oh, this needs to sound like that, or this needs to sound like this. It's just about what we like.
Oh, cool. What was the first single to come out?
The first actual single was Two Can Surf. But before that, we did release a demo of a song called Cameron and a song called Holy Cat.
Yeah.
And a song called Dazed, which is just rubbish.
I don't know.
But
I don't remember Dazed.
No one does, because I think it's on a CD somewhere. I might have it somewhere.
I got like the early CDs, like when it was like Holy Cat CD and the Token Surf one.
Yeah. So Dazed will be on the Holy Cat one.
Yeah.
But so that all of those recordings, I just did it in here. Just like really bad, really like no mixing or anything.
Yeah.
Just like
I remember like Cameron's quite a big one, isn't it? Yeah, and Token Surf as well, like.
So Two Can Surf originally. So that was when we did Cameron and we did Holy Cat and did all that, and then Two Can Surf was the first one where we were a band. So I wrote those ones like on my own. And then this was the first time where I was like, oh, I can go in the studio at college and I can record actual drums and not have to actually play the drums. Like Eddie can do it, or we can talk about we could just bounce ideas, and then that ended up being like, we did our version of it and then ended up recording it properly. We went to like, it felt really good because we went to London. Well, we got like invited to London to record. Did that, and it felt like we were actually doing something.
That was a good experience.
Yeah.
Was that a BBC one? I remember there was one.
That was a couple of years after.
Yeah.
We got to do Maida Vale.
Was that after the first album?
That was after the first EP.
Oh, first EP.
Yeah.
That was Milkshake, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was just. I think it came out probably a year before the first album came out. That BBC session.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But yeah, so we did Toucan in London, and then we also did Donut in the same session.
Yeah.
Like we did the two songs, and then it's since then really we did a tour with Swim Deep like a few months after that, and then since then it's just been a nice journey, a comfortable ride.
That's cool. So, when did the first album come out?
I think it came out in 2013.
And was there a big, like, did you get more noticed after that first album then?
Definitely. I think the EP came out and it just sort of came out and did what it needed to do. It was a space on the shelf. You know, like you could search for Jaws and then there was some music. And then that got people excited for the album. And I remember we did a tour with that album. Like the first day of that tour was the day the album came out, and that really worked, I think. And so the shows got bigger.
Oh yeah.
Which was really fun. And it felt like every night people got more and more. They knew the songs and sing along or whatever. But I think when your first album, you probably find now that when you follow a band from like their beginning to their first album, that the first album is usually just like 2 or 3 EPs just like put together, and you know all the songs anyway. So it was nice to, I think when the new album, when Be Slowly came out, there was only actually like 4 new songs on it at the time.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and then you redone Cameron, didn't you? Like it was like different version to the original.
Redid Cameron for it.
Yeah.
We didn't redo Surround You. We left that the same recording. And we didn't redo Gold either, that was the same recording.
Yeah.
But there was... I'm trying to think, did we record anything? There was definitely... We did redo Holy Cat, but didn't put it on the album.
Oh.
That came out as like a free download. But I can't remember where it is.
Oh. So, like, back then, when you was like on tour and that, did you think you'd be like playing at big venues like now? Like?
We always felt we were capable of it.
Yeah.
You never feel like, not like you don't deserve it, but you never feel like you have a right to play in these venues. It's just like, it will happen or it won't. And if you don't enjoy playing in the small pubs or like some of the places we've been to are just horrible. But if you don't enjoy going to them and doing that, then you shouldn't be doing it anyway.
Oh, true.
So to get to where we are now is just a bonus.
Brilliant.
So
it's amazing, like watching from that first Holy Cat CD, then on your third album now.
Well, even like you will have seen from then, maybe I don't know if you would have been aware of the like, just like even the confidence of it.
Yeah.
Like my singing voice on those demos was just.
It was
not
rougher,
there.
wasn't it? Then it got. I think with every album it got better and better.
Do you know what it was with the early ones? Is that I was recording it so quiet, so that like even like no one could hear me, and I had to turn it up that much in the mix that it sounded distorted and horrible.
Oh yeah, but I remember at the time I thought they were good anyway.
Luckily, it sounded cool.
It's a bit like Oasis early stuff. It was all rough and that, and I think that sound is quite good. And
I think first album and like songs like Stay In, people always would say it sounded like reminded them of like that era of Oasis or whatever, and I didn't hear it myself, but I just thought, oh thanks.
But it's compliments anyway. So like when so like the second album, can you tell me a bit about the second album? When
I'm trying to think, man, I haven't thought this far back in a while. Second album, we had a lot more time to record it.
Yeah.
Obviously not as much time to write it, but we felt like the songs we had written we felt like every single song that we wrote after Be Slowly was better than any song on Be Slowly, even the ones that didn't get on the album. I think we wrote like 20-30 songs for that album.
Because it was all new as well, so with them the first album you knew the songs already, and it was a bit more of a surprise with the second album.
I think and from that perspective it's a lot more exciting to work on it because it was a fresh start, cleaning the slate. We had more time to record it, even though we did the whole thing in less than 2 weeks, but it was really, really fun we lived in this house with a studio in it, and would wake up at like 9 AM, go to bed at like 3 AM and just work non-stop, and it was really intense, but we felt like we really did a great.
I bet you got a lot of sleep around that time, after you finished. Yeah. And
we were knackered.
My favourite song on that album, 17.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I like how it's like very mellow at the start and picks up and all that.
Yeah, I've always been. It's not like what's the word when it's like something you're embarrassed about liking? It's not a guilty pleasure, but like sort of like 90s sort of club music.
Yeah.
I guess that was just what was on the radio when I was growing up, So those sort of sounds and that sort of music's always just been something I'll go back to or listen to. So always been something I wanted to just incorporate into our sound, and I think it mixed up the record a bit. And then it's like Fear on the new album is similar.
Oh yeah.
Similar thing.
Oh, there was another tune, Fruit as well.
Yeah.
Is that on the new album?
No, Fruit was meant to be on Simplicity, and then
didn't
make it because The reason we didn't put it on is because it was a bit too light-hearted. Lyrics don't mean anything.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's just a bit. It's just like a happy song.
Just a good tune, like,
Yeah.
just die as a single.
It didn't like fit with. Not that there's necessarily a theme to the album, but there was just a lot more serious songs on there, and I just felt if you just chuck that into the sake of it being a good song, it would just devalue the rest of it. But it obviously it's out now, and
it's a good tune.
we've never played it live though.
No. Can you? Are you doing any more? Like, you got your like stuff like your solo stuff, haven't you? Are you doing any more stuff on that? Like,
I'm writing loads of stuff at the minute.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure because the stuff I did release was just sort of ideas and stuff that wouldn't have worked for Jaws, but I felt I wanted to just put out. But I think if I'm going to release anything again, it needs to just sound nothing like Jaws.
Yeah.
It needs to be like a fresh idea, which I'm working on. I've got a couple of really good songs. It's just obviously in Jaws mode at the minute, so not the right time.
You planning on writing any more stuff for like Jaws, isn't it?
Yeah, we're just working on writing a lot at the minute. So
Yeah, so
all sorts.
Definitely planning on doing an album after all.
Not sure if an album or an EP. I just think it's good to keep going and get like the bad out of you, and then eventually you'll write a good song, and that's just the best way to do it.
But talk about the third album, I think that was more a very meaningful album. Like, the album cover's quite.
So the album cover is so Eddie's dad sadly passed away last year, and the photograph is Eddie's dad used to teach a karate class, and Eddie actually found a whole like selection of these photos from back in the day, and we've used them in the album artwork and stuff, and just as like a tribute to him. But the picture itself, when we saw it, we were like, that's it.
Good. That I thought it was good and very mysterious type cover as well.
Because we had ideas for the album cover before that, but it was just a bit like we had good ideas, but there wasn't necessarily a point to it.
Yeah.
And then this just came up, and it just really worked, and the picture's so good. Yeah. And then like we put it upside down, and we were like, that's it. Yeah,
that made it, I think. Yeah. Have you ever thought of putting? I noticed you never put the whole band, like do a traditional band photo as a cover. Like, don't you ever want to do that like type of cover?
I don't know, man. I think for me, so we've never been signed.
Yeah.
And all the bands that I often see that from, not all of them.
Other bands, I guess.
I like the major label bands, and it's their first record, and I've just always thought it's a little bit like that's not the band's choice.
Yeah.
And I've just thought I don't want to do that because I don't want to look like we're signed, because we're not. We're doing it ourselves, so we're going to do it the way we want to do it.
I think it looks a bit more arty, and that it looks. I don't know. I prefer that. I don't like that traditional band.
It's more
cheesy into it.
That's it. I think there's more to it if you can have like an actual meaningful piece of art rather than just a picture of the band.
Yeah, it just looks like you just can't come up with anything really.
Unless like the pictures of the band is like really great and thought out, and I think it was Spring Kings that did a really good album cover, their second album. It's like the band and it's all, I forgot what it's called, but that's really good.
But I prefer bands that have like arty covers, like Pete Doherty's covers. Like, you ever see the album covers on Pete Doherty?
No.
It's like unusual but arty and that. And
have a look.
I think that's the way it should be in a way.
I prefer it personally, and I think as well when you buy a record, even when you buy a CD, it's nice to not only have the music, but also, like you say, a piece of art. or something, you know, something that is a bit more valuable than a picture of the band.
Yeah, and music's art as well, so it combines together really well. What are you on a break at the moment from like writing music and that, or?
No, we've got we're at the Birmingham Music Awards this week.
Yeah.
And then there's like festivals coming up.
Yeah.
Can't remember. We're doing Tramlines and.
Is that in Sheffield?
Yeah, it's Sheffield.
Yeah.
Can't remember. 110 Above, which is in Leicester. I think there's some more. Can't remember, but we're doing that, and then there's a tour in November where we're going all around the UK. We go to Ireland for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And then and in between that I'll just write when I write. I never force myself to write.
No, it's just whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. But like I'm feeling quite productive at the minute, so that's what I'm doing.
It's like I thought it was really good because you only just finished a tour and all of a sudden there's a new tour coming in November as well. Are you at some point hoping to get signed or something like that?
I don't think so at this point, unless like it's a life-changing amount of money or something. Not that we do this for money, but like at this point for us, like we've all got jobs, you know. So unless something is going to change, where I don't have to have a job or none of us have to work, there's not really much point. We've got distribution, we've got PR, we've got this far on our own basically.
It's great. It just shows like independent bands can make it as much as a signed band.
I'm very proud of what we've done, and I think at the end of it, the thing is it's good to be in a position where if it ended now, I can be proud of everything that I've done. If it ended a year ago, I could have been proud of everything that I've done, and if it ended 4 years ago, I could have been proud of everything that I've done. It's not necessarily about getting signed.
No.
It's a big, people put that at the top of the list, and it's really not a big deal.
Like, not many bands like that are independent as well, like get this far as well. Like, there's many bands that will just do one album or just two or something like that.
A lot of people, I don't know if I was going to say give up. It's not about giving up. It can become like financially just unviable, but it's just about we've got a good manager, we make it work. We don't pay ourselves much, you know. It's about how it's just you got to make it work. You can always make it work. That's the bottom line of it. So
that's what the fans like as well. They prefer a band that does it not just for art. Like, it shows how passionate you are for music.
See, we just like playing music and being in a band.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it to go to parties and like, you know, I write music because it's what I like to do.
Have you mixed with any well-known bands or anything like that? Like, you know, personally and now.
Not really, off the top of my head. We keep ourselves to ourselves really. We've not really ever been bothered by like when we're at festivals and that, we're not like hanging around other bands' dressing rooms trying to meet them and stuff.
Yeah.
We just
not very rock and roll to be fair.
We just understand that these other people are just like us, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know, we're not bothered by like status of other people. I mean, if I'm gonna, I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't like to meet a lot of these people. Of course I would, but I can't think off the top of my head anyone too special we've like mixed with.
Like, what bands though have you toured with?
Like, we toured with. We haven't toured as a support for so long. So last time we did tour supports was probably like 4 years ago, man. So, and that was with. We've done stuff with the Twang a lot. Yeah. We've done stuff with Peace and Swim Deep when we were like a lot smaller. A band called Spectre. That's it really, man. We've done I'll say that we support Green Day because we played with them when they played
Did
when they played at Reading Festival we played. So
I didn't know that.
I always say we supported Green Day.
Yeah, like
We didn't, but we did.
that's cool. Well, that's cool anyway because you're on the. Was it on the same stage or
Nah.
no? But well, did you see them though? Like, did you see them in a distance?
I met the drummer.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
What is he like?
He's crazy, man.
Is he?
He's like a real like crazy guy, and he was really nice for like 2 seconds. I had a picture with him,
Yeah.
but it was funny.
I'll say that's it for today's episode. I'm stuck for questions now. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
It's alright.
I really
anytime.
appreciate it.
We can do part 2 when you think of more questions.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Like do a longer episode.
Yeah.
And if you ever do any further stuff as well.
Yeah, get the rest of the band on.
Cheers. Yeah, that'd be good. I'd love to do that. Thank you.